Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith, the Black Quant Edge VTF here, T3 Live with this week's market breakdown. And it's Inauguration Day for Mr. President Trump. And so we bring him in with Inside Week doing nothing as volatility has completely dried up. And here, you don't get to see this very often. But what this means is this is going to be an important equilibrium point of control going forward. Whether we get out of it or we take out both sides, which is oftentimes what will happen. We have some price discovery on both sides, and all we have to do to prove that to be correct was yesterday. Inside day drying up into nothing, and then they price discovery. They take out both sides. So at this juncture, we're going to respect the break of the inside week either way on here, but also be aware that anytime it comes back in there, this range is pretty tight and oftentimes take out both sides. What we're seeing is lackluster in a lot of things, but a lot of sectors are diverging just a little bit, and I'll show you what I mean because we have the QQQ here, and that's staying strong, going up, hit some more highs, albeit a creeper rally, and you have the small cappers dropping off just a touch, and you can see this. This is the slight divergence that we have. The Q's up in here and the small cappers here. But if you'll notice this, small cappers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks completely within this ripper range. So really doing all sorts of nothing. What you do have here though, for today is the inside day to see if it can pull back up on that, reaches the equilibrium on the bottom. As always, I make my weekend video and put it on Smith in the Black on YouTube. That's my Smith in the Black, all one word. And I tweet it out at Robin the Black over the weekend, where I do a much more thorough job of all this. But for the overview here, you can just see how this is drifting down a little bit lower. Then we're watching the diamonds. It still can't make it to 20,000. But you can see we get these slight lower lows, and so reclaiming here would give us that test that might do it once we can see that start to come up through there. But right now, what diamonds does on the weekly sets up a pattern called the Rev Strat. Right here, the inside week countered by the hammer. So we're going to respect that. Definitely going to be looking at those diamonds once they break over 198.65. If you look at the financials, the financials doing this, and this is oftentimes, like I said, you get those tight ranges to test the upside, test the downside, come back in. And so you can see the FAS inside day, so the question is going to hold this and then go back up here and test that, or is going to be weak enough to break down. You saw Citicorp break down out of it. You see Goldman Sachs testing very similar to see if these things can re-rally or not. You can see the Utes, XLU, looking very similar, but now just right into the middle of that. So what are you going to do? So what you want to do is you got to go after the things that are moving. So a lot of tech was good. AVGO here was very nice, and that had a nice inside week. And so just finding where the strong stuff is. The good part about being inside like this and doing nothing is it makes natural sellers and buyers of stocks stand out because they're not getting carried just by the futures. So that's good. You can go after that. And we got IBB came out firing, and now Trump, the Trump tweet that just brings it in. You can see this still stuck middle of the range, and so when you have stuff like that, when we got this simultaneous break up here, a lot of things right out the chute went up. Well, once it drops back in and it's still range bound, instead of looking at the IBB, you just want to look around, and you can see GILD staying weak. You can see like Teva, pig. But then you just say, okay, Clovis. Clovis is the one going up, and that's how you can break it down. The XRT retail problem is still around, and you can see this still walking down this business here, and Target didn't help. In the last 3 days, just puke, 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 and that was some nice trend following here. Is it just walks down, goes inside here. You can see just some beautiful entries here. Revstrat here, that means inside bar countered by that. Here, just beautiful entries, been able to walk this thing down all day. Outside of that, there's the products that really hate the SPY going inside weak. Here, you guessed it, VXX, the instruments in UVXY, the instruments that hate contango in the back contract VIX options. That just causes these things just all sorts of trouble. And so UVXY down over 7% today. That's always fantastic. For the new week, we have to first of all break those weeks, and we got some significant ones too. Facebook stays as an inside week after that run. Amazon stays an inside week. Delta, a bunch of airlines, Delta, American. United Airlines, so a bunch of all that stuff. But you can see all this tight business in here. So really need to have the futures make a definitive break together. And if not, it's just going to be this jostling back and forth for position. And, hopefully get some earnings going and just stick with those things. Especially in the morning when I tweet out Mind the Gap, there's some nice stuff again there today. But it's the weekend. I think everybody wants to get to it. Doing nothing, SPY doing nothing. Until it is. All right, everybody have a great week. A great weekend. I'm Rob Smith, the Black Quant Edge VTF here at T3 Live with this week's Market Wrap-Up.